Hello, my name is Brendan Reamer. This is my Visualizing Info final project. So to dive right into it, I started off with my shopping behavior data set. I got this off of Kaggle. It's a very good data set. There's no missing values. It just contains information about the transactions for a certain storefront and a little bit of mostly de-identified information about the consumers. So to dive right into it, as soon as I had this data set, my first immediate thought was, is there some kind of relationship between female spending on average versus male spending on average? And that sort of gave rise to this very simple bar chart. So as you can see right here, I have male spending encoded as blue, female spending encoded as pink. Not to play into traditional gender roles too much, but that's just kind of so at a glance, you see the title, gender versus purchase amount, you know which one it is. Because in our culture, those are generally the colors that are associated with each gender. So to dive right into it, you can see these bars are pretty close. That was kind of what I expected. And for exactly how close, I added a tooltip. So you hover over one of the bars, you can see the exact amount, the average amount is 60.25. You go over here, 59.54. So that's about 71 cents less on the male side than the female side. The next question after that is there any trends that we can determine from this? So if we look back at that tooltip, we can see I've got the top categories listed and then them also broken down by average spend, per category per gender. So for example, male, when men are buying footwear on average from this storefront, they're spending $60.65. And so if we look at that, 60.65, 59.80, 59.41, and then we go over here, 60.76, 60.50, 59.47. So we can immediately see that on the male side, their top four categories are just a little bit lower than the female categories on average. Um, and the reason that I only included the top four instead of the whole list is because it's indicative of the whole list. That trend pretty much continues all the way down. There's no one category that really accounts for the difference. It's just a little bit less spending for each category on the side of the males. So having that data right there in that tooltip is awesome, except for the fact that as soon as you move your mouse off it, it goes away. And so I thought to myself, well, it would be really great to be able to see that visually and to provide a little bit of context for that. And so enter the toggle chart button. So if you click this up at the top, the bars split up into each category. So male clothing, male footwear, male outerwear, male accessories, female clothing, female outerwear, female accessories, female footwear. And then the scale on the side stays the same. So then you can kind of go through and match up. We see like, oh, female clothing slightly more than men clothing, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that provides a really nice way to kind of visually see the differences in the data. So if we go over to my write-up page real quick, which I have open right over here, you can see immediately that not a lot changed from the initial mock-up of this iteration of my visualization to the final implementation. I have my, average spending per gender chart. I have my average spending per category per gender breakdown. And then I have my tooltip that shows up when you hover over it. Really, the biggest difference was that originally there was going to be two buttons instead of just one, and you were going to be able to click on one to toggle between them. But with there being two charts, I didn't feel it was super necessary to have two separate buttons. You can just have the one and click them back and forth. At the top, we have the link to my write-up page, and right next to that will be the link to this video once it's uploaded. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot over the course of not just this project, but the entire semester, and look forward to continually learning more about visualizations as I continue into my data science career. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great rest of your day.